Hello, viewers. Welcome to our lesson 1.13 of ReactJS portfolio website development for teens. Today, we are going to be talking about building the navigation flow. So, we will be talking about building the navigation bar. We will be talking about navigating from one component to another without scrolling down. So, here are the lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, we should have knowledge on the following things. You should be able to create the navigation bar. You should be able to link items to page sections, implement smooth scrolling, improve website usability, and build professional user experience. So let's talk about the nav bar component ties your entire portfolio together. It is the permanent anchor that gives visitors access to every section at any moment. In a single page React portfolio, navigation links are used anchor IDs to scroll to sections rather than loading new pages. So a polished uh, navigation bar feels sticky, responsive, and visually consistent. So the navigation bar is a collection of links that helps users move in between sections of the website. So when we talk about navigation bar, this is what we are talking about. This section, which appears on every section. So you will be navigating from one section to another. So here we are on the hero section. So you can navigate instead of scrolling down, we just navigate to the about section. And then you will navigate to the text gate. You can navigate to the projects. You can navigate to that without scrolling down. So this is what we call a navigation bar. Without navigation, users may struggle to find information because we'll be trying to scroll down. It will take time. So if you don't have the navigation bar, uh, it will be awkward for visitors to it will be awkward for visitors to continue in your website because it will be boring scrolling. Just imagine, see where the contact section is and where the home section is. Scrolling down from here and pass through the about text projects up on that should be awkward. So it becomes boring. So the navigation bar puts it easy. So the navigation sections includes the home section, the about section, the skills section, the projects, and the contacts. So let's see how to create the navigation bar. So as you can see, this is our navigation bar. In our navigation bar, you need to create the site header, which is my portfolio, uh, and then site nav or your label primary navigation. You will need to put the href. Href, it links the button to the navigation bar, because if you don't link the button, it will just as the word. So the href link so that it becomes a link which navigates to the section where you want to go. So you put the nav href, then you put the name, which is the name of the section, and then this is how you do it. So here we've got the home, about, text tag, project, and contacts. And also there's another button which is the Miami. So creating this, you need to export it so that it can be imported on the app.jsx file. So you need to import the Navbar CSS. So when talking about the Navbar CSS, this is the styling page where the navigation bar is being styled. So here is how you style. That's where you choose the colors, the border, but bottom, the WebKit backdrop filter, site header. So this is where you style your navigation bar and put the colors you want. That is spacing. Uh, Fonts you want to use, among others. So that's what we'll be talking about when we talk of the navigation bar. So, so accessibility navigation should be usable with keyboard navigation, screen readers, mobile devices. Uh, and also it must be responsive as well, because on the previous lesson, so I see if the navigation is responsive. Well, is responsive, but it's scattered or is common within the nerve bar are scattered. So we need to put the hamburger so that it can be well aligned. So it will be something which is okay. Just imagine how it looks like. So we need to put the hamburger so when you talk of the hamburger, we'll be talking about those three lines which replace the menu. So that if you put the menu on these components, uh, say they will be aligned vertically instead of just scattered like as they look like. So the industry tip, most modern portfolio websites use TT navigation bars that remain visible while scrolling. So the navigation bar is what you are talking about. This thing, it even if you are on the home button on the home section, it will be still there. If we navigate to the tech stack, it will be still there. If we go to the contacts, we'll still see the navigation bar. This is because it will become easy for you to just navigate to the sections you want easily instead of just going to instead scrolling down, and it should be easier because if it's there, because if you only put it on a single section, then it will be hard for it to be seen on the, it will be difficult for it to be accessed because you need to scroll down to where you come from as well. So we will need to talk about something which we left. So after creating the navigation section, the navigation component, you need to import it on the app JSX. So as you can see, if you don't import it, it won't appear on our website. So all the components you create, you will need to import them on each and every section. On You need to import each and every component you created. You need to import it on the app.js. So here you can see we've imported the hero, the critics, the about, the skills, the projects, the conduct, and the app CSS. So this will help our application to be seen, because if we don't import those things, our application would be seen. So that's what we wanted to talk about. So let's see what you're talking about. So this is what we were talking about. You see now they are now alert instead of how they were previously. So this is how make your navigation bar responsive. You need to update instead of saying just leaving it as it was. So that's all about today's lesson. We'll meet on the next lesson where we'll proceed with our course. So on the next lesson, we're going to be testing our portfolio draft. So we'll be testing all the sections and we're talking about how to test the portfolio draft. So that's all for today. See you on the next lesson.